Okay, we introduce you to our Soviet visitors on a Soviet Sokolov.
Thank you very much for music.
Mohammed Hafashi.
Great, guys. And girls. Nice to meet you.
Okay, thank you. Igor
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
With that, I'd like to thank you all for coming and helping us welcome our Soviet visitors to Cupertino. This is really the first occasion that's been held in our new City Council chambers, and we're really very proud of it. It's a little bit unfinished yet. Maybe the exterior is a little bit rough and friendly, but it's warm inside, and I think in a lot of ways that characterizes maybe the relationship that we share between our two countries. We have kind of a rough exterior sometimes, a little bit uninviting, but within the two countries there is a warmth and a friendliness that we certainly have seen exhibited in the last 2 and 3 days, and for that I think we can all be very grateful. In fact, we were in San Francisco on Wednesday to pick up our visitors, and while we were there, Sharon Tennyson, who's the director of the Center for the U.S.-USSR Initiatives, who has made frequent trips to the Soviet Union, observed that our two countries, actually the people within the two countries, share more common characteristics. One of kind of a robust way of life, a good humor, and probably that, as well as lots of other similarities. We have more things in common than we have things that separate us. And I think that's something that has really come home to us this week. And of course, in the course of history, there are periods when the moment is right. And this seems to be one of them. It seems that changes are being made in perception with very little in the way of stimulus. Like right now in America, there's a great curiosity about our Soviet counterparts. And we're seeing the Iron Curtain being raised from within, and stereotypes on both sides are giving way as we gain more and more information about each other. And we also have common problems. We both suffer some serious economic problems, both our two countries. The USSR is troubled because of a kind of a stagnated economy, because of a centralized economic approach. In the United States, we're suffering because of a deficit. We haven't yet learned to live within our income. And we both spend too much on the military. And we use as an excuse the military buildup of the other to justify our own military buildup. I just noticed that we spend about $1.7 million a minute, our two countries, on military budgets. And in fact, we spend more on military weapons than we do for new energy resources, for health, to control global population, to improve agricultural production. And even though our two countries may disagree on the form of government that we have, we can agree on some of the critical issues that face our existence and survival on this planet. And working together, our two countries can get a balanced security. In fact, I asked one of our Soviet visitors, Mikhail Gulula, the other day. He's a computer specialist. He designs software. And I asked him, I said, Mikhail, who has the better programmers, USA or the Soviet Union? And he thought about that for a minute, and he said, I think the Soviet Union. And then he went on and he said, and it's important that we do because our equipment is not as good. And when you think about that, our security here in America resides on the software and the equipment that controls the computers that control their missiles. And so we think that anyway, today citizen diplomacy is the way that we can, is really the vehicle that we can carry the message back and forth between our two countries. And that common people, through honesty and forthrightness, can accomplish more than governments can. In fact, I think Dwight Eisenhower made a quote some years back, and he said, I'd like to believe that people in the long run can do more to produce peace than our governments. Indeed, I think that one of these days, governments had better get out of the way and let them have it. So that's kind of the way we feel today, that we're trying through our mission this week to establish some bonds between our two countries at a level maybe below the heads of state. And we think that we can accomplish a lot, and we already have accomplished a lot this week. Well, now I'd like to turn the floor over to the coordinator of the project, Dan Cleaver, who will give you a little bit of background on it and introduce our guests.
Thank you. The Soviets Meet Middle America project came to my attention several months ago via Sharon Tennyson, who I see has just I can't see that far, but I know she's here, and I hope you'll get to meet her. She's right over there. Sharon, you'll meet her afterwards and talk to her about the citizen diplomacy projects that she has planned for this year that I'll explain a little about. This came to my attention, and I said I would like to have a family in my home. So Joe and I talked it over, and we responded to her plea for a host family, and that led to being asked to get Cupertino involved. Would your city be involved? Would they like to have Soviet visitors? And I said, I'm sure they would, and let's go. So we got families together and got host families and called on the Chamber of Commerce and the schools and the city and said we can put together a wonderful program for our visitors. And this is just the pilot project of a program that is going to take 400 Soviet visitors across the country between April and November of this year. They'll be visiting 240 communities, and I understand over 350 have applied to have these visitors, so that 480 homes will be involved, and thousands of people across the country will be touched by Soviet visitors coming to their town. And I think what we've learned this week in Cupertino is that our thinking is changed about what the words Russian and Soviet mean, and that when we read those words, it's not going to be a power that we need to fear. It's friends that we have made this week, and our lives have been touched and blessed this week, and we have certainly enjoyed it. And I want you to meet our new friends. Anatoly Sokolov is from outside of Moscow. He's a Baptist minister, and I'm sure you will have lots of questions for Anatoly. He's already been asked many, and he's fluent in English and has visited the United States before. Anatoly will talk to afterwards. The next visitor is and our next visitor is Mohammed Hafise, our dancer and singer. Hafise is from Natchik, which is right below the highest mountain in Europe. And he's very proud of his area. He's a historian, he's a journalist, he's an author of many books, and we can get him to sing later. I bet he'll do it. Our next guest is Mikhail Gelulov from Moscow. He is a computer specialist from the Institute inside Moscow, and he enjoyed his visit to Apple Computer yesterday and meeting John Scully. It was just a fabulous treat. So we welcome Mikhail. Is Igor Tipans from Latvia, from Riga, from the Polytechnic Institute, and he also works with youth and made a hit today.
Feeding a flock into the mountainside. Feeding a flock into the mountainside. The shepherd knew not whether she was gone. But after her lover, run into his heart. Up and down, 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 wondered what she was missing when he found her. Oh, then they fell a kissing. Oh, then they fell a kissing, a kissing. Oh, then they fell a kissing. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, he wandered, up and down, he wandered, up and down, up and down, up and down, he wandered, up and down, he wondered what she was missing when he found her. Oh, then they fell a kissing. Oh, then they fell a kissing, a kissing. Oh, then they fell a kissing. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with pride.
this all couldn't be possible without the great support from our city. And we really are very grateful to our mayor, John Gatto, for making his facilities available to us today. And John, would you care to come up and maybe say a word or two and talk to... Thank you. Mayor Gatto.
Great. Well, the good news is I'm not going to sing. On behalf of the citizens of the city of Cupertino, staff here at City Hall, who are really your guests today, and on behalf of City Council, I'd like to express our deepest welcome to you and hope that your visit is both fruitful and pleasant. I think that one word I heard here today really expresses the nature of this whole visit, and that's citizen diplomacy. I think the one-on-one, person-to-person, that's where it's going to happen. That's where we're all going to learn to be friends and make this a better world. I think that what you saw here today and what you'll have the pleasure, and for the audience there will be a reception after this out in our new foyer there where you have a chance to meet our distinguished guests. But our resource here really is our people. You saw the Madrigals up here, what a fine group they are. The people you'll meet all on your trip, those in Cupertino that you've met already in San Francisco, those you'll meet further on in Oklahoma City and in Washington, D.C., I think you'll find that that's really the strength of this country. It's its people. We welcome you, and we're glad you're here. I have some small tokens to present you on part of the city. I notice that you all have buttons up there. We'll be adding to your button collection with a Cupertino button. We also have a shirt here. There's a souvenir of our bicentennial celebration, which we commemorated last year. It was a national centennial, 200 years for our Constitution. This was our local celebration. And also as a more personal gift and something you hopefully will be able to treasure and maintain throughout your visiting at home, we have individual souvenir trays with the state of California and a star here representing the location of Cupertino. So if I would, I'd like to present to these individually. First I have, oh boy. Muhammad Hafiz. They put these on backwards. There you go. Thank you much. They put the names on backwards. Anatoly Sokolov. Pleasure to have you here. Shirt and a pin. Whoops. Thank you. Igor Stepanek. Okay. Well, I think this is going to be Mikhail's. There you go, Mikhail. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, great. Mikhail said the right word. He said, "We love your city." Again, on behalf of the citizens, we thank you for coming. We welcome you, and we're looking forward to the reception later. Thank you.
Thank you, John. I don't know if I'm putting our friends on the spot or not, but I would bet that you're as anxious to hear what they might say by way of response as I am. And I wonder if one of you, Anatoly, would you feel free to come up and say a word or two to our guests? We've learned that Anatoly is never at a loss for words.
You see, my heart is full of joy and appreciation for so warm reception. You see, when I saw this band, playing near the entrance, I said, why such a great reception for us? We're just ordinary people, and it's maybe too much for us. I said, but we were not VIP, I said, we're not very important people for such a great reception. But then another thought came into my mind. what does it mean VIP without ordinary people? So that's probably we are important for VIP. So thank you very much for a really great reception here and for warm attitude towards us, and we will take with us your love, will bring to our country, to our people, and tell them how you actually love us. It's I know that we don't know very much about each other, so it's our purpose to build these links between our people, to build these bridges of trust. I think that's a very important word now, trust, and to break the barriers of misunderstandings between our countries, and that's why we're here. And believe me, we have much more things in common than things which divides us. This is your hospitality. It's another example. I thought that Russian people most hospitable people, but you are almost like we are. And let me share with you just one thing which I gained here in America that maybe differ with our country, with our people. And I will tell people that about this example as a very good example. Your people always smile. I like it. I like it very much, and I learned it from you. And I learned this word to smile. Do you know the word to smile? No, you don't know, probably. I think it's what cheese is. Thank you very much. We love you.
Thank you very much. I think I wouldn't want to put any more on the spot, but I think you'll enjoy meeting them a lot as we have. We've had a wonderful 2 days, and we're grateful for the opportunity to have brought these links together, Anatoly, and I think we share that concern. And I might offer the invitation to any of you outside that, like us, would like to do more to foster these relationships. We're more than glad to have you join us in further activities of this nature. Our Cupertino area of Beyond War is always looking for new avenues to create such links, and we are more than grateful to offer that invitation to have you join us.